Hi guys, I'm starting a new cup today. I am kind of back and forth on how I want to use the vinyl still. So I'm going to glitter it first. Well, I kind of think about it, but I'm going to use the Chicken Wire and Chickens vinyl and the Yep, I Talk to Chickens decal. I spray painted the tumbler yellow. I have dinged this up like 3 times now, so hopefully it'll cover well enough. I was like trying to beat rain and just, you know, a hot mess. So I'm going to do an ombre. I'm going to thin this out as much as I can just to get full coverage. So my ombre is going to be from LMNOP Design Boutique. I'm going to use Adobe on the bottom and Yellowstone on the top. I didn't ombre spray paint, I just spray painted with a pale yellow because it's what I had. So we'll see how this works out. I'm struggling today, just so you know. Is this even opened? Yes, and this is a big shaker, which is good because this is a kind of chunkier fine, I guess you would call it. And I'm going to almost come up like half the cup. Because again, I'm not really committed to... I'm of a couple minds when it comes to my vinyl, like 2 separate strips, one at the top and one at the bottom, and the decal in the middle. But then I'm afraid I'm going to lose some of the text on the darker, or if I wanted to do a really, really tall, big V type triangle, whatever we want to call it. I'm just really hoping that I'm going to get good enough coverage. Because again, this is not exactly a super fine glitter. So I'm kind of going over it and over it and over it. That's pretty good. I thought it would kind of go with the like rusty color in the rooster. Was sort of my train of thought on picking my colors. Since I didn't have exactly what I wanted to begin with. I'm hoping this will cover the stainless. So I'm going to come about down as far as I went up. And same thing, I'm going to go over it. Keep knocking stuff over. Because I was originally thinking, and I think I'm going to stick to the V-split, that the decal would entirely go over the lighter of the 2 colors. So I think we're going to stick to that original plan. I think it's what's going to work best. Pick this up. Okay. Lost my lid now. I have a bunch of empty tumbler boxes under my desk and I keep knocking them down. Alright, so this is the part where I'm going to attempt to ombre them. And we'll see how we do. So I do feel like my line is a little imperfect on this one. And this is a little trickier just because it's such a wide, strong shaker. I'm just being very, very gentle. But I think these two colors complement each other pretty well. So I think it'll be okay. Whoa, too much. I'm gonna go once more around with this one. Oh, I am pretty happy with that. I like the way these colors blend. Really happy with that. Grab my chicken vinyl. But I was thinking it would pull this. And it does beautifully. So I'm gonna let this dry on here, and then we'll get it flood coated and move on. Look at that. Sometimes I know what I'm doing. Okay, so it's time to get my decal and vinyl on. Unfortunately, this whole file got corrupted, so I'm going to have to voice over, but I trimmed down my decal, and now I'm kind of trying to figure out my vinyl. You'll see this is going to change. I'm going to change my mind, but I had originally decided 1 strip of chickens for the top, 2 strips for the bottom, and I wanted full chickens, so here we go, trying to sort it out. So 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. I'm trying to figure out where to cut this off to leave as little overlap in the chicken as possible, but with this size of cup, it was impossible not to cut one or the other of the small chickens. So you'll see me just cut this off by hand in a second here. So there we go. That's my top piece. And I'm just laying it on here to get a visual on what I like and what I don't. So I decided I didn't like this as 2 continuous ones, and I could make it so I could alternate which chicken was centered on the front of the cup. So you'll see me trimming down 2 more strips here, because I really, really loved this ombre and I wanted it to show through really, really well. So time to apply the vinyl, same as I normally do. These are pretty narrow strips, so I'm just going to hinge them and apply. Pretty simple in reality, just trying to keep it fairly straight. And then I'm going to put my decal on just to make sure I'm all centered properly. Again, using the hinge method, trying to get it straight and positioned where I want it. And that went perfectly. So I'm going to apply the bottom strip next because the bottom strip is going to be in the same position as the very top strip. There we go. And then the middle strip I'm going to alter so the chickens don't line up exactly the same on all three strips, but I'm going to apply it the same way at this point. I'm just kind of evening up the edges just because these two are so close together. I wanted to make sure there was plenty of room for pinstripes, which is what we're going to move on to now. I'm just going to use black vinyl. I'm going to cut it on this paper trimmer because with this paper trimmer, when I line it up on the cutting mat, it makes about 1/8 of an inch strip. So I don't have to mess around with cutting them on the Cricut or anything else. And I needed 6 pinstripes in this case. And I just use a little piece of painter's tape to get them started. And I will go all the way around and finish those up and then go back over for the epoxy. Okay, so I am ready to get the coat of epoxy on this. Yep, I talked to chickens. Super cute, super simple. Let me bring it up and give you a closer look. I love the way I did the vinyl. I'm so pleased with my choices here. But there's the bottom vinyls. There's that gorgeous ombre. Like I really nailed this ombre, I feel like. And I love the way the word chicken is just sitting on the ombre and the chickens are above it. And the little top strip of vinyl. So that is it for this one. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in the next one.